We need a life cycle approach to understand the environmental impact of all the products or services produced. Ensuring the correctness of knowledge and the logic must be clear and simplify.
Hello everyone. Today, we're going to talk about how companies can save a lot of costs while implementing ESG projects. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance. We will introduce the best LCA, life cycle assessment, and footprint training courses to focus on reducing carbon footprints, environmental impacts, and protecting biodiversity. Many companies are facing stricter rules for their supply chains. The old ways of checking compliance are slow, require a lot of work, and are expensive. But there's a better way. By using LCA data collection tools, companies can easily understand the environmental impact of their supply chains. This helps them meet compliance requirements more efficiently, reducing costs. Plus, it opens up new sustainable business opportunities. We can demonstrate that using the right tools not only can save money but also help companies become visible in new opportunities and earn a lot of business. LCA, or Life Cycle Assessment, is key for carbon projects because it measures impact. LCA uses data to measure carbon and environmental footprints accurately. Builds trust. It ensures your sustainability reports and carbon credits are credible and meet standards. Turns plans into action. LCA helps companies move from ideas to real steps like achieving net zero emissions. With many industry cases proven to be great successes, LCA is essential for effective and trustworthy sustainability efforts. LCA is a way to measure the environmental impact of a product from start to finish. It looks at every stage, from gathering raw materials, making the product, shipping it, using it, and finally disposing of it. By using LCA, companies can understand their carbon footprint, improve sustainability, and follow international environmental standards. It's a key tool for businesses that want to reduce their impact on the planet while staying competitive. Now, let's break down the 5 main stages of LCA. 1. Raw material extraction. This is where it all begins. Companies take natural resources from the earth, like wood, metals, or oil, to make products. 2. Production. Next, these raw materials go through various processes like manufacturing, assembly, and packaging to become the final product. 3. Distribution. Once the product is ready, it needs to be transported and stored before reaching the customer. This stage includes shipping, packaging, and logistics. 4. Use. Now, the product is in the hands of the customer. How they use it, how long it lasts, how much energy it consumes, affects its environmental footprint. 5. Disposal. Finally, when the product reaches the end of its life, it can be recycled, reused, or thrown away. Proper disposal is key to reducing waste and pollution. Each of these stages contributes to a product's total environmental impact. That's why businesses use LCA to make smarter, greener choices at every step.
Before we dive deeper, let's explore how different organizations play a role in carbon footprint analysis and sustainability efforts. Product Carbon Footprint Calculation, Meeting Customer Needs, CJCHT. Every product has a carbon footprint, and companies like CJCHT need to calculate it accurately. This process involves evaluating the entire life cycle, from sourcing raw materials to production, usage, and disposal, to meet sustainability goals and regulatory requirements. Life Cycle Assessment, LCA. Consulting Services, SFIT. LCA is essential for measuring environmental impact, and consulting firms like SFIT provide expert guidance. With deep knowledge of LCA methodologies, they help businesses assess their carbon footprint, optimize processes, and align with global sustainability standards. LCA data collection tools. License platforms, CEO. To conduct accurate LCA assessments, companies need the right tools. ZEO, for example, has licenses from CLCD and offers LCA tools and databases through platforms like Ondata, AE1, and AgilePoint. These tools help businesses collect and analyze environmental data efficiently. Compliance and accuracy, certification by third parties, SPI. Ensuring compliance with regulations is crucial. Organizations like LCA provide certification and verification services to help businesses meet industry standards. Their role is to ensure accuracy, credibility, and transparency in carbon footprint reporting. Together, these elements form a strong foundation for sustainability, enabling businesses to reduce costs, enhance credibility, and create long-term value in a carbon-conscious world.
Calculating the carbon footprint of a product is not easy. There are two big challenges that companies face when doing this. Complexity of the industry chain. A product's carbon footprint involves every step of its supply chain, from raw materials to production, transportation, usage, and disposal. Companies must track every part of the process, which makes data collection and integration very difficult. Data acquisition and quality control. Some data is hard to collect or measure directly. Companies often have to estimate or infer certain values. Even when data is available, it may contain errors or inconsistencies, requiring strict quality control and verification. Because of these challenges, businesses need reliable tools and standardized methods to ensure accurate carbon footprint accounting. Overcoming these issues is key to improving sustainability and meeting environmental regulations. Now, let's take a look at the three main categories of carbon emissions. These are called Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3 emissions, and they help businesses understand where their emissions come from. Scope 1, Direct emissions. Scope 1 includes emissions that come directly from a company's own activities. This means emissions from things like company-owned factories, office buildings, and transportation vehicles. Scope 2, Indirect emissions from energy use. Scope 2 covers emissions from the energy a company buys and uses. For example, when a business purchases electricity to power its offices and factories, the emissions from generating that electricity fall under Scope 2. Scope 3, Indirect emissions from the value chain. Scope 3 includes all other emissions linked to a company but happening outside its direct control. Upstream emissions, from purchased goods, materials, and transportation services. Downstream emissions, from product shipping, product use, and waste disposal. Scope 3 emissions account for around 70 to 80% of a product's total carbon footprint. This makes them the biggest challenge in carbon emissions reporting. Many companies struggle to measure and reduce these emissions because they come from external suppliers and product users. Life Cycle Assessment, LCA, can help solve this challenge by providing a detailed analysis of emissions at every stage of a product's life cycle. By using LCA, businesses can track Scope 3 emissions more accurately and take action to reduce them. By understanding these three scopes, companies can take better action to reduce their carbon footprint, improve sustainability, and meet environmental regulations. What is product carbon footprint versus environmental footprint? Let's take a moment to understand the difference between a product's carbon footprint and its environmental footprint. A product carbon footprint measures the total amount of greenhouse gas emissions, both direct and indirect, that a product generates throughout its entire life cycle. This includes everything from raw material extraction to production, transportation, usage, and final disposal. On the other hand, an environmental footprint looks at a broader range of environmental impacts, not just carbon emissions. It includes factors like white check mark, carbon emissions. White check mark, water consumption. White check mark, land use. White check mark, air pollution. White check mark, biodiversity loss. In other words, a product's carbon footprint is just one part of its environmental footprint, mainly focusing on CO2 and other greenhouse gases. Companies looking to improve their sustainability should not only track their carbon footprint but also consider their overall environmental footprint, aligning with ESG, environmental, social, and governance goals. By understanding the full environmental impact of a product, businesses can take more effective action to reduce emissions, conserve resources, and create a more sustainable future. Let's explore the key benefits of using an LCA tool for ESG management. Comprehensive ESG management. LCA tools cover the three main aspects of ESG: environment, society, and governance. By using advanced data collection and analysis, companies can measure and improve their ESG performance across multiple areas, ensuring they meet industry best practices. Customized solutions. Every company has different needs when it comes to ESG management. LCA software can be tailored to fit specific business requirements, whether it's for data collection, report generation, or decision-making support. Project and task tracking. An LCA-based system allows businesses to track ESG goals and tasks efficiently. It improves management transparency, encourages teamwork across departments, strengthens risk control, and provides data-driven insights for better decision-making. Powerful data integration. LCA tools can integrate data from various sources, including internal systems, third-party databases, and public records. With real-time updates and automatic validation, businesses can always access the most accurate ESG data for compliance and strategic planning. With these advantages, companies can enhance their ESG performance, streamline sustainability efforts, and make informed decisions for a greener future. Let's look at how businesses can benefit from better LCA carbon footprint management. Reduce verification costs. With the Footprint platform, companies can save millions in carbon footprint verification costs. Instead of using traditional, time-consuming verification methods, they can rely on an environmental accounting system to streamline the process and reduce expenses. Expand business opportunities. Transparent carbon footprint data helps businesses strengthen their brand image, reduce order transfer risks, and gain priority in negotiations. It also makes it easier to establish long-term partnerships with suppliers and customers who value sustainability. Enhance competitiveness. Actively managing carbon emissions doesn't just help companies comply with regulations, it also gives them a competitive edge. By aligning with global sustainability trends, businesses can unlock new opportunities and create more value. By improving carbon footprint management, companies can cut costs, build stronger business relationships, and stay ahead in the market. We are going to introduce here some of the key training modules that will help businesses improve their ESG and carbon management knowledge. Fundamental ESG, LCA modules. This module covers the essential concepts of ESG and life cycle assessment, LCA. It provides businesses with practical tools and knowledge to effectively measure and manage sustainability efforts. Agriculture, ports, and transportation. A specialized training module focused on key industries that have significant environmental impacts. It helps businesses in agriculture, shipping, and logistics adopt better sustainability practices. Carbon credit modules. This module provides expertise in carbon credit mechanisms and strategies, helping businesses navigate carbon markets and maximize sustainability benefits. With these training modules, businesses can gain the skills they need to reduce carbon emissions, improve ESG performance, and stay ahead in a sustainability-driven world.